How's it going, everybody? This is Kinema, and we are back with some more Clash of Clans. And today we're going to be talking about bases again. Past couple videos about that were about bases, and I'll get into kind of some attacks and different attack strategies in some later videos. That does bring up a good topic that if you do have ideas for videos, definitely let me know down below in the comments on what you would like to see. So let's get started, because this may be a little bit longer video than I usually have. And I wanted to go ahead and start off with a new map and talk about designing a base. So basically, I know some people have had questions as, what should I do? And I kind of want to go in a little bit. There's a lot of videos out there for different things, and it's like, here, you should use this base because it's good for these reasons. And this is kind of going to be like that, but in a way, I'm going to kind of talk you through why do different builds and see what y'all come up with. So basically, I'm going to move this down. Where is that at? That's right there. I'm going to move this down, put the town hall out there like that. So basically on this build, I'm going to do a couple of different things. I definitely want to try to center my town hall and my clan castle. Clan castle is one of the best defensive you can have. Until the last poison spell, I kind of ruined having some of the different defenses in there, but it still works pretty good. A lot of people have been putting higher hit point things in their clan castle, like lava hounds or dragons, and then hope those come out there and actually do some damage. The lava loons mainly as kind of like a meat shield. It kind of draws a lot of fire, but I'm going to go ahead and put that. Now I don't need to surround this necessarily wood walls, but I'm going to. And the main reason, people have a lot of different aspects or thoughts whenever they design bases. Now, the thing that I dislike is I hate it when I'll put this like right up next to my town hall, and then I'll be attacked with air, and the air will come through, and all the splash damage from attacking the cannon will basically also make it hit the town hall. So I want to try to make myself preventing any type of air attacks, because it's been a little less difficult, but I know a lot of people have been getting, 2-starred and different things by lava loons, or 3-starred by lava loon attacks at Town Hall 10, and I want to try to prevent that if I can. So the other trick the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to toss these things right in the corners, and will we do that? Yeah, I think we'll do that. So this provides a little bit of defense with both of them. Kind of cross up. You have these smaller areas, but these pointed back to each other. It kind of keeps the balloons off of it. Now, why I have this area open, I am going to keep this area kind of open for a reason, but for right now, I do have it, we'll keep building. So these do add as a very good slowdown. Some people don't think they add too much, but they do add quite a bit when it comes to preventing different things happening to your town hall. I would always recommend putting the Teslas right up next to your town hall, and if you do have Inferno towers, go ahead and drop those out there as well. Now you want to make sure you put them far apart, because if you do put them a little bit closer, you can drop a freeze spell right in there and get both of them. So you do want to get both of them right apart. Now they changed something with the last update where they made it the Inferno tower actually get to the max point faster with single target. And so that has actually made things a lot easier and a lot better, because basically now you don't have to really wait as much for, it can kind of burn down like golems and lava hounds and stuff very easily. So you definitely want to put those out there like that. And next we want to add to these walls a little bit. So if we go back, kind of add up a little bit, let's look at placing some stuff. Now there's a couple of things that these, even though you're like, well, you want to center all your defense, well, you kind of don't, because then everything will go right for your defense. These storages, you really want to look at the hit points for it, because if you look at these, And let's just say finish later, and let's look back at some of the buildings. So if we go to my main base, if we look at this and look at the info, it's got 3,200 hit points. And you look at some of this stuff, this only has 700. Inferno Towers, even what, this one maxed. You look at this, 1,800. Some of these buildings have more hit points than your actual defensive weapons. And the reason why that is important is, yes, your golems, if you get attacked by a go wipe or a go wee wee attack, they will kind of attack those. But the attacking archer queen, the attacking king, wizards, witches, everything basically that attacks any troops, giant or dragons, for example, they'll actually get focused on some of these other things. So it is a very, very good idea to drop in some of those to your base. And I definitely recommend doing it a little bit closer to your town hall. So you can, if you're picky when it comes to the symmetry, you can do it. Oh, actually, let me show you. You can do it when it comes to some of these too. So if you look at gold storage, that's another 2,100. If you look at the pumps out here, I think these are a little bit lower. What are they? Yeah, 1160. So really the storages are the ones that you want the most. And so most of those storages are actually up there quite a lot. So let's go back over. A lot of moving around. Okay, so let's go ahead and put out some of these storages. And I may try to do some videos on this, and or if y'all try it, let me know how it turns out. I'm making all this up as we go, just from knowledge on the game, and you'll have to tell me if it works for you, or if it doesn't work for you, or if it actually gives you ideas for better bases. So basically we have this stuff in here. This has Tesla, it's got this, it's got these other things. So if things do get into these compartments, they will kind of attack that instead, go after those things. Now we want to still add more defense of units kind of around the base and not just leave it like it is. So I like putting 2 crossbows on one side, and you know what, we will do, since mine are upgraded, a little bit different. Now I keep these on air and ground. This does have a larger radius, but I keep them on air and ground just because of getting that you know, that attack that could end up ruining that your base. Put the other ones in here. These kind of overlap a little bit, which is good. And then I'm going to go ahead and drag this out here like that. And let's see what we can put there. I'm going to put some type of defensive unit. We put mortar, and I think that's all we can put there. It's 2. We can throw in some bombs there. The mortar kind of helps get around these areas a little bit and helps cover some of that. Up here, kind of do the same. Let's find a good spot for mortar. So, do I want these here? Yeah, I want these here. So we have some more spots, and there's a reason why I'm kind of squaring this off a little bit. So we have some more spots around these sides. We can throw in some bombs. We can throw in some other things around these, some jump boards. But this is kind of like the center hub. It should be pretty good on any, you know, from the different attacks you can get. Now we still got quite a bit of stuff to put in play. Now the other area, I basically kind of want to keep open a little bit. And the reason why is I want to have things where it can pass through it. I'm going to make another wall kind of out a little ways, and I got 4 of these left. I'll use those somewhere. So the other thing is I don't want to keep these right up next to it. So let's go ahead and let's do a little bit of symmetry up here. And get some of this stuff. I'll move it out a little bit. So we can fill in some other things here. Basically, I want to make wall around this. And actually, let's move these over one. Drop those in there. And now we have room to just put more storage. Yeah, we can't put that there. We can do that. We can at least put one there. We can do something a little bit different. But yeah, so now that we got that, actually, let's do no. We'll see how that goes and what we end up with. So now that this, I want plenty of room to put some traps over here because these things don't cover up there. I want to go ahead and place these, and I want to place them on this side. And I want to place them where they overlap, but I don't want them up next to that close to some of these defenses. So I think that should be good. This one, I think that actually is good there. So since there's no defenses on this wall, and then this isn't right up with that. Wait, where do I have this? I have this one way down here. But basically these, this one's down one. So I have these where they do overlap. And this does still kind of blow things away from it a little bit. And that should help slow down for that anti-air attack. We can go ahead and do stuff a little bit. And I always try to save my cannons, some things around the sides. We can go ahead. Put some of these things out here. Symmetry. Do something kind of like that. We'll tie these things in. Come back here. So basically, so this kind of covers the main, and then you can randomly put some of the other ones, but this is a pretty core set on everything now as far as, you know, air, golems. This is going to remain open, kind of a channel, keeping in a lot of extra stuff. The other thing I want to do with this particular attack is, or this particular build, is to kind of help counteract the earthquake spell. So what I'm going to do is go ahead, because the video is getting a little long, I'm going to go ahead and start placing some other stuff, and then come back when I have things done, and then kind of go over it. And we are back. I went ahead and finished up the rest of it. I did make a few changes. I forgot my king and queen, and I went ahead and took out some of those storages and put them there. Now, I did know there was a couple things that I said earlier I did go back and redo, as you can probably tell by this base layout, but it does look, it's got the same core in it, same design. I did put these walls here. These could add, You know what? Actually, let's take those out. Now that I'm thinking about it. Let's put these here. I want to add basically kind of a area where they could kind of attack here. This is going to be the closest one, but maybe they'll kind of come through and walk all the way through. But we'll see. So my whole thought process around this is we do at the center, hopefully defense the air, or good against the air. Then we do have, with the Inferno Towers set to single target because those seem to be what's best. Now, the really thing that kind of screws these up is they go wipe attack with the witches. Or no, not wipe. Go wee wee attack with the witches because all the minions basically, I don't know, it kind of burns through them, but it keeps jumping through them pretty quick. So I have had issues. Anyway. So basically we have that nice funnel. Hopefully it works for golems. If we do that, it's got pretty good defense against air attacks. Now there's a couple of tips I have for air attacks. One thing, sometimes people will look for open areas to drop their lava hounds, and the reason why is sometimes they'll path their lava hounds over open areas to try to catch some of these bombs. So my recommendation, don't have them in path where someone will probably drop that lava hound. The reason why is lava hound doesn't really do much damage to the air defense. It does sit there and it does take a lot of damage, but you want to kind of save these, after the lava hound explodes everything, it's good, but these really help you and benefit you when it's up against the balloons. So you could take out that lava hound fairly quick. I don't know. There's different opinions, but I found having it not next to that a little bit easier to kind of soak up that damage. So the other thing I did was, you may notice some buildings still on the outside, and that's to help. If they drop some golems here, they're going to walk there. Now, some of the attack strategies a lot of people use is they go after the queen. So I made sure the queen was on some of the heavier defended side, with the exception of that. Actually, let's change that up. It's not always the case, but if you go after the king side, the king, he's tough. He'll give you a beating, but the queen, you can kind of burn him down. The queen just stands back, hopefully behind a wall, and sits there and wails on you. So a lot of times people will say, you kill the clan castle, you kill the queen, and the rest of the base is pretty much golden. And so you're trying to basically make sure I kind of defend her. The trap placements can be a little... It's really hard to say exactly where you want your traps when you're first building a base. I recommend using it, see how it does. Unfortunately, it looks like we just started a clan war, so I won't be able to use it this one, but I may try the next one just to see how this particular one that we designed on camera, and then maybe do a video on the defenses that I get with it. So my current base holds up pretty well, and that's why I did the air, but I wanted to kind of build this one on camera with y'all. And so let me know if you use anything like this, or you got any tips for me, or you've tried it and it's been successful. But this is the one I'm going to roll with the next few wars and see how it goes. If you have any other questions on why I did some of the placements, I did put my wizard towers, kind of help protect them at the bottom. It was a little light on defense, so those are probably a little bit closer together than some people would recommend. The same with the ones up here, but it's all kind of funneling in. And the other thing that I did with this one is, you may notice the different layers of walls. The earthquake spell will not be able to break down. It breaks. It says 8 radius, but I know it seemed to be very successful just with a 7 wall gap. Well, here this is 5, so technically they could take out this wall and this wall. You still got this one to go through. Take out these, you still have this one. If they drop it right on this wall, it only breaks this wall, and it doesn't break this one or this one. And so that I tried to use that as an advantage to kind of see about stopping that. Even if they use the jump spells over here, they can get into these areas. It may push them to this, but I don't know. We'll have to see. We have so much of this other stuff aimed right down on things that could be in here that it may kind of help to protect us. So this is our base. Did it on camera for the most part, and hopefully it works. So going to definitely set this one as my active war base. I can do that now. Pretty sure we've already started. Yes, we have. We've already put some points on the board. So see, I'm number one in this one. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, and definitely kind of get back with an update video on that particular build. So anyway, that's it. That's going to do it for today's episode. It's been a long one. Let me know what you think. This is Kinema, and we'll talk to you later.